So, you want to monetize your tech skills, right? I mean, of course you do. We all want to break into the automation consulting space, land those lucrative contracts, and build a business that actually scales. But here's the secret most folks completely miss when they're starting out. Getting your first client, it is absolutely not about showing off some massive portfolio of complex coding skills. Actually, scratch that, it's literally just about solving one clear, painful problem for a business. And today, in this explainer, we're going to give you the exact technical know-how and the business strategy to do exactly that. Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're handing you the ultimate blueprint for mastering n8. We're going to look at the architectural framework of this genuinely amazing automation platform, unpack exactly why it's dominating corporate efficiency metrics right now, and then, honestly, this is the best part. We'll show you exactly how to package this knowledge to land your very first freelance automation client. Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the glue work problem. Then we'll meet the n8n ecosystem, followed by the automation cost trap. After that, we'll look at some real-world corporate ROI, and finally, we'll wrap up with your first automation client.
All right, part one, the glue work problem.
Picture this. Right now, out there in the business world, project managers and developers are just drowning in digital operations. They're totally bogged down by data silos. You know the drill. Marketing software refuses to talk to the engineering tools, and customer support data is living on its own isolated island. This chaos creates what we call glue work. Basically, it's that manual, completely unglamorous effort required just to connect incompatible systems. It's all the copying and pasting, manually dragging a ticket from Jira over to Asana, downloading a CSV over here just to upload it over there. And this glue work, it drains thousands of hours of incredibly expensive engineering time. It causes hot leads to slip through the cracks, and it completely stalls operational flow. Honestly, it's the main villain we're going to defeat today. Which brings us to part two, meet the n8n ecosystem. Now, unlike basic tools that are built purely for non-technical folks, n8n bridges a massive, massive gap. It combines a really intuitive, node-based visual interface with deep, unrestricted developer control. It's like having your cake and eating it too. It runs on a fair code distribution model, which gives you unbelievable deployment flexibility. I mean, if you need to get down in the weeds, you can literally write custom JavaScript or manipulate complex JSON data directly right there inside the workflow. And, super crucially for today's market, it natively supports advanced AI agents. We're talking OpenAI, Anthropic, Google Gemini. So it empowers your team to build massive enterprise-grade data pipelines without sacrificing a single ounce of flexibility. So here is the absolutely crucial point, how n8n actually defines a workflow run. In the n8n ecosystem, an execution is a single, complete run of a workflow from start to finish. And here's the kicker. That's regardless of how many individual steps or nodes it contains. One trigger leading to one final outcome equals one execution. You've got to keep this definition burned in your mind because it is the absolute linchpin to understanding n8n's game-changing advantage in the market. Moving on to part three, the automation cost trap. Because you see, once you understand that definition of an execution, you start to spot the fatal flaw in other systems. Traditional SaaS platforms, they actually punish companies financially as they scale up. Just look at the pricing units directly. It's wild. Zapier charges you by the task, and Make charges by the operation. That means every single time a node does anything, a filter, a data check, a format change, you are getting charged. But n8n, they charge by the execution. One complete run, infinite steps, one single charge. Plus, n8n gives you the option to self-host. That means full data control on your own infrastructure, which is something you completely lose in the shared cloud environments of its competitors. To put this into perspective, let's just do the math real quick. Imagine a high-volume corporate workflow. It runs 1,000 times a day and takes 10 logical steps to complete. Over in Zapier, you're paying for 300,000 tasks every single month. That is literally thousands of dollars going out the door monthly. But in n8n, especially if you self-host, those 1,000 daily runs with 10 steps each are just processed on your own server. You're paying a flat server cost of maybe $10 to $50 a month. High-volume automation only truly scales when you break free from that per-task pricing model. It's a real game changer. Now, when project managers actually implement n8n, they have a big decision to make about hosting. Let's break it down. On one hand, n8n Cloud is perfect for startups and small teams. It's super affordable, there's zero operational load on your end, and it's SOC 2 compliant right out of the box.
On the other hand, for enterprises or heavily regulated spaces like finance and healthcare, self-hosting on a virtual private cloud is the gold standard. Sure, it requires some DevOps knowledge, but it guarantees 100% data sovereignty because the data never even leaves your network. Plus, at an enterprise scale, we're talking up to 90% savings compared to those cloud-hosted alternatives.
Okay, so how does this actually look in daily operations? Well, for project managers who act as the command center, n8n requires some strict best practices. First, modular design. Please don't build massive, fragile monoliths. Break them down into neat, reusable sub-workflows. Second, you absolutely must have robust error handling. Use retry on fail for those annoying little network blips and set up global error triggers to notify the team instantly. No more silent failures. Third, for security, never, ever hard code your API keys. Always use n8n's encrypted credential system. And lastly, orchestration. Use n8n to maintain a two-way sync between, say, Jira and Asana so your leadership team always has a single source of truth.
All right, let's jump to part 4, real-world corporate ROI. Theory is great and all, but let's shift into high gear and prove these concepts with some rapid-fire, real-world success stories. Because when you implement n8n correctly, the return on investment is absolutely staggering. Take the number 200. The global food delivery platform Delivery Hero was just drowning in IT lockout requests, like 800 a month, taking 35 minutes each. Just brutal. But by building an autonomous workflow in n8n that linked Slack and APIs for verifications, they saved over 200 hours of manual IT labor every single month. Next up, 25. Stepstone, a massive digital recruitment platform, had to constantly integrate new data partners. Writing all that custom glue code used to take them 2 full weeks per integration. But by switching to n8n's visual node editor, they slashed that time down to just 2 hours. Literally a 25x speed increase. That means their developers can actually build products instead of just writing glue code all day. And how about 47? Music Match rolled out n8n to handle internal reporting, cross-platform syncing, and data pipelines. They looked at the data after just a 4-month window and realized they had saved 47 solid days of engineering time. That is an entire month and a half of expensive developer hours saved from doing mundane tasks. Unbelievable, right? And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates exactly where the platform is heading right now. n8n isn't just moving data from point A to point B anymore. It's actively using AI to analyze that data and make autonomous decisions. Teams are out there building RAG pipelines, that's retrieval augmented generation, to instantly query years of old project documentation. They're routing incoming support tickets through large language models to get instant sentiment analysis and priority tagging. They're dropping in AI nodes to summarize Slack meetings, automatically create action items in Trello, and even using OCR to read invoices and dump the data straight into accounting software. It's wild.
Okay, bringing it all home with part 5, your first automation client.
So let's pivot smoothly here from enterprise strategy to highly actionable advice for you. If you're a freelance consultant, an agency owner, or just an ambitious professional, how do you actually turn all this incredible tech power into revenue? Well, you have to target the pain. And the absolute easiest service to sell when you're just starting out, lead automation. Look, businesses spend thousands of dollars on marketing, but behind the scenes, their internal systems are often a total mess. They literally bleed leads every single day. A lead clicks a Facebook ad, lands in some messy inbox, and nobody contacts them for 48 hours. By then, the lead is ice cold. Companies will pay you immediately to fix this exact pain point because fixing it directly, measurably impacts their bottom line.
So, here is your exact strategic blueprint to get started. Step 1, pick one specific niche. Don't try to be an automation expert for everyone. Be the go-to expert for real estate agents or maybe dental clinics. Step 2, build a simple, super targeted demo workflow in n8n. For example, build a flow that captures a lead, instantly drops it into a Google Sheet, and fires off an automated SMS right to the business owner. Keep it simple. Step 3, reach out to them directly with a short, punchy message showing exactly what you built. Remember, getting clients is about solving one problem simply. It is not about showing off complex technical skills. I want you to remember this core mantra. Don't overthink it. You absolutely do not need to master every single node in n8n before you start selling. You don't need to build some massive AI-driven, multi-branching corporate monolith for your first gig. Just build one solution that stops a business from losing money. Show it to them, sell it to them. You now have the architectural understanding and the strategic framework to actually make this happen. So, I'm going to leave you with this. The tools are right there, the fair code ecosystem is waiting, and businesses are frankly desperate to eliminate their glue work. So,
Which data silo will you connect first? Or, better yet, which niche will you target tomorrow? The opportunity is completely yours to capture. Until next time, keep building and keep solving.